Welcome to Nachsimanim. I'm Jacob Thomas, and today we will be learning SHmuel aleph, perek chaf beis. So this perek starts by the cave of Adullam, where David gathers a people who are in distress, who are in debt, who are bitter, and he gets about 400 men that all come together to him and unite. And he then sends his parents in safety to Moab, thinking that he is a descendant from the king of Moab, from Root, and therefore they will take care of him. Now, Doeg, who we saw in last perek, actually saw the fact that the Kohanim gave David many gifts. So he goes and tells the king that the Kohanim in this area are conspiring against the king. This leads Shaul to summon the priests, asking them, and Avimelech, who is the Kohen Gadol, is like, "What are you talking about? David is such a great guy." Now Shaul's like, "Okay, you are a traitor," and sends soldiers to try to kill them all, but they refuse because they don't want to kill the Kohanim. Now Doeg, who just told the king about this, he steps forward and he goes and massacres the city, destroying the city of Nov. Now, from the city of Nov, Evyatar escapes, one of Avimelech's sons, and he makes it to where David was, at the cave of Adullam. David is heartbroken. He had a very close connection to the Kohanim, and he knew that Doeg was dangerous, and he should have warned Avimelech. And so he promises Evyatar with his life that he will protect him. As a recap, we have the 400 followers that David gets, we have Doeg's report, we have the massacre of Nov, and we have the survival of Evyatar. We earned off Chaf Bet, so just like Zichru, we use a cab. David's followers get into a cab to depart Nov. David's followers, that reminds us how David was such an influential leader. He got together all of these different people from backgrounds that were distraught and came to David looking for hope. They get into a cab, that's our simon, reminds us we're in Daf Chaf Beis, to depart Nov, which reminds us how they all leave Nov. And later, as they're going, we have Evyatar who comes and joins them after Nov was destroyed. So David's people start together. Departing Nov reminds us of the destruction of Nov. But Shaul Melech and Evyatar join David. So one more time with the simon. David's followers get into a cab to depart Nov. Now for perek chazar, perek yudchet, we use a chuppah. David hugs his friend under the chuppah the night before the wedding and then leaves. This reminds us how David and Yonatan had a very close relationship. Shaul tried to get David killed by getting him to marry his wife, and he leaves and to battle because he's a great warrior. Now, perek yotet, we use a yacht. Shaul attempts to drive a yacht over David, but Michal helps him escape in time. This reminds us of the few times that Shaul tried to kill David by throwing a spear at him, by getting his guards to chase after him. Yonatan helps David multiple times, but after a certain point, Michal had to help David escape with the dummy. Now, perek chaf, we use a cafe. Yonatan in the cafe shoots a warning arrow to the server to send a message. This reminds us how David went to Yonatan. They came together, and David told Yonatan about the times that his father tried to kill him. And Yonatan's like, "Okay, we'll create a plan, and I'll try to see if my father wants to kill you or not." And they find out, yeah, Yonatan's father wants to kill David. Perek chaf aleph, we use a ka. David drives away from Nov in his car with the bread he got at the store. This reminds us how David was starving. He went to Nov, he got bread, and he got a sword from the Kohanim there. Doeg was nearby, which happens in this perek, that they all get massacred. And he then goes and leaves to the Plishti city and pretends to be crazy. Now, we are going to do a pop quiz. Which perek does Evyatar escape the massacre? Perek chaf beis. Which perek does David pretend to be insane? Perek chaf aleph. Which perek does Doeg massacre the priests? Perek chaf beis. Which perek did David defeat Goliath? Perek yud zayin. Which perek does David gather 400 followers? Perek Chaf Gimel. Which perek did David hide from the feast to test Shaul? Perek Chaf. Which perek does Hannah pray for a child? SHmuel aleph, perek aleph. And which perek, another Shoftim bonus question, which perek does Devorah judge Israel under a palm tree? Perek Dalet. That is it for today. May we be zoche to finish all of Nach, one perek at a time, and remember it day after day. Have a wonderful day.